What is going on, world? The Hungarian experiment here, and in this video we're going to discuss another way to optimize your hormone levels. From my research and my own experimentation, what I believe and what I'm trying to prove as the Hungarian experiment is that optimizing your hormone levels is the key that is going to lead you to muscle growth while maintaining a low body fat percentage. Now, I am proving this on my body and through my lifestyle in 3 different ways. The first way is I eat what I want. The second way is I can put on muscle while in a caloric deficit. And the third way is I only eat for about 4 to 7 hours every single day. So how can I eat what I want while still putting on muscle and maintaining a low body fat percentage? I typically eat quite clean, but I do have cheat days where I eat whatever the hell I want, and I have as much as I want. Over the spring and summer, I was also experimenting with alcohol regularly. Mainly in the form of beer, but I also had hard alcohol and wine. Anywhere from about 2 to 4 days a week, and typically about 3 to 5 drinks on those days. So while having these crazy cheat days and having alcohol over the last 4 to 5 months, I've still been able to put on muscle and stay lean. So number 2, how can I put on muscle and maintain a low body fat percentage when I eat in a caloric deficit? Typically, I shoot for about 2,300 to 2,500 calories a day, and I do this for about 4 to 7 days straight. I find that if I get this amount of calories in every single day, that I cut fat and I am lighter on the scale the following morning. After those 4 to 7 days, I find that I start to get depleted and run down, and I also start to get a lot of cravings. So I spike it all up with a cheat day, which helps me to restock and shock my system. So, if you look at my calendar, I am in a caloric deficit for about 70 to 80% of the year, which technically allows me to state that I can be in a caloric deficit while putting on muscle. Now, if you average everything out in a 5 to 7 day block, I am in maintenance calories or a slight surplus. But day to day, 70 to 80% out of the year, I am in a caloric deficit, which means I'm cutting fat about 70 to 80% of the year. And I am using the hormonal boost to help me build muscle. And the third point, I only eat for 4 to 7 hours every single day. There are many great benefits to intermittent fasting, so if you are interested, then make sure you check out one of the videos that I'm displaying here for you guys. In those videos, I explain the hormonal benefits of eating in a short window rather than having 6 to 8 small meals a day. But eating like this allows me to live a situational lifestyle, so I can focus on my life and my work rather than food and my physique every several hours. Developing an attractive physique is absolutely not the most important thing in life, unless it is your life and your job. For myself, I want to know that I'm living my life the most optimal way possible. That I'm pumping out the most natural amount of hormones I can. So that way when I do go to the gym, I don't have to work as hard because my body is already primed and ready to go. The muscle wants to be put on rather than having to struggle, which I have found through my experiments works best with intermittent fasting. So if you guys are interested, make sure you go check out one of those videos. So what I believe and what I've been testing on my own body through my own experiments is that if you are optimizing your hormones as much as possible, you can allow several factors to slip and you can still get amazing results. Now, throughout my years of research, experimentation, and especially listening to the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, I have heard and seen many different ways to manipulate your lifestyle to boost up your hormone levels. But one of the things that I keep stumbling upon is heat acclimation and cryoshock therapy, which Joe Rogan has actually been a recent advocate of. So here are some pictures from Mr. Rogan's Instagram where he and his friends have just finished doing 3 minutes of minus 250 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not gonna go into cold acclimation too much in this video because personally, I can't experiment around with it for myself, and I don't like talking about things that I have not done myself. So today we're gonna stick to heat acclimation and saunas. Basically, doing things like the cryoshock therapy or jumping in a frozen lake or doing things like saunas and steam rooms are very good for your body, and they help to boost up your hormone levels naturally. When your body is exposed to extremely high temperatures and extremely low temperatures for short periods of time, your endorphins get released. Serotonin gets released. It's like a little high. Your body is being stressed. And if you do this regularly, you stress and de-stress your body without doing physical exercise. So you are allowing heat and cold to affect your body without physically doing anything. Different hormone receptors get activated. So we will get to the specific facts with Dr. Rhonda Patrick here in a minute. But basically, if you are raising your core body temperature through exercise, so your physical movements are causing you to sweat and your core body temperature to rise, then your growth hormone is going to increase, and in correlation, your testosterone is going to release. If you raise your core body temperature naturally without physical exercise, through a sauna or through a steam room, then you're going to raise your IGF-1. Dr. Rhonda Patrick has found having high levels of testosterone does not do extremely well for longevity. So you still get all these amazing hormonal boosting aspects without it boosting your testosterone too much. So your life longevity could increase. So after hearing Dr. Rhonda Patrick on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, just discussing all these amazing benefits that heat acclimation and saunas have on your body, I knew that I had to experiment around with this for myself. So ever since the beginning of October, I decided that I would do at least 20 minutes of saunas 3 times a week. Now, life gets in the way a bit, so I'll show you my calendar here and I'll show you exactly how many times I've done the sauna so far this month. So anywhere you see an S at the top of my day is where I did about a 15 to 20 minute sauna sesh, and one of these sauna sessions I did a steam room session with my girlfriend. So far in the last 21 days, I've done 9 sauna sessions. I want to make this channel as informative as possible, so I believe it is important to discuss my prior experience with saunas. For my last 2 years of high school, I was captain of the swim team. We had practices 2 days a week, and whenever I finished those practices, I always did about 15 minutes of sauna or steam room just because it was convenient. I was already in swim trunks, I already had a towel, might as well just do it and get it done with. But at that time, I had no idea the amazing hormonal benefits, or else I probably would have stuck with it throughout all these years. Once I went off to college there, I tried to swim as much as possible, but I probably only got about 1 to 2 times a week, and even then, I'd be worried about running home and cooking, and then doing homework and getting ready for tests the next day. So all in all, throughout college, I did not do a lot of sauna sessions. I'll probably say maybe 2 or 3 times a month. And once college was over, I've only done saunas sporadically, maybe like 3 times a year whenever I was like, ooh, I have the opportunity. So haven't been doing saunas a lot at all. After my very first sauna session, I felt amazing the next day. I felt a lot more lively, which is kind of hard to track and document. It could have also been from my food intake the day before, but I felt awesome. But the most noticeable short-term change that I saw on my own body was my facial hair. And that's part of the reason I decided to grow it out. Ever since I started doing sauna sessions, it's like it stands out more, it looks more full, it looks more thick, and I believe that is because I am priming and optimizing my hormones now 2 to 3 times a week. As you'll see here from the facts, I'm getting about a 1,500 to 2,000% increase in my growth hormone, which shows on my face the next day. As you might have saw on my calendar there, I've done sauna sessions 9 times this month, but there was 1 week where I didn't get a sauna session in for about 5 to 6 days, and I saw it on my face. I could see it in my eyes, I could see the bags under my eyes start to grow, and the facial hair just didn't look as intense anymore. Now this is my own experience and my own experimentation, so take it for what you want, but personally, after doing a few sauna sessions, I felt and I looked a lot more rugged. And I believe that is because of the IGF-1 boost I got. So now after about 3 to 3.5 weeks of doing saunas consistently and regularly, I feel absolutely awesome post days of doing the sauna. And once I get these blood tests started, hopefully in the next year, this will be a big factor that I will stop the saunas for about a good month to a month and a half, and then I'll pick them back up to see the hormonal change that comes from doing saunas. And you guys will see some actual scientific documentable, trackable results. So I'm gonna pass this video over to Dr. Rhonda Patrick, and she's gonna drop some knowledge bombs on you.
Dr. Rhonda Patrick here. IGF-1 has many positive effects associated with youth, such as decreasing fat while increasing lean muscle mass, increasing verbal memory, and increasing neurogenesis, the growth of new brain cells, and also promoting muscle repair. On the other hand, mice, worms, and flies that are genetically engineered to have high levels of growth hormone or IGF-1 have substantially shortened lifespans, hence the trade-off. Heat acclimation through sauna use, a term that I call hyperthermic conditioning, can help achieve and give you many of those positive effects associated with IGF-1 without the risk of high levels of growth hormone or supraphysiological levels of growth hormone that's associated with growth hormone therapy. Today I'm going to discuss how acclimating your body to heat through using something like the sauna, either in conjunction with or independent of exercise, can induce physiological adaptations that can help improve your endurance performance and the acquisition of muscle mass. Lastly, I will discuss how heat acclimation or modulating your core body temperature may also be responsible for the term known as the runner's high.
All right, well that's it for me. From my research and from my experimentation, saunas are awesome. They boost your growth hormones, they make you look, they make you feel better. So why not do it? Well, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it a little informative, and I hope it gave you the inspiration to get out there and sweat a little bit. I am the Hungarian Experiment.